Hiking trails galore. This is Go Island. I'm Ruth Harris. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. Fall has arrived right on cue. It is the Tuesday after Labor Day, and I am in a raincoat because it's raining. Was for a bit. It's coming back. And hiking boots. How sad is that? My tender tootsies that had freedom for 3 months are now covered, and they're feeling a little claustrophobic. But we're here today to talk about all of the trails in the Comox Valley. There's dozens of them. And we're going to talk to one of the area directors as well as the trail representative from the CVRD later in the show. This one here is Nob Hill Greenway, goes all the way up those stairs. I understand that Gord's going to do that in a little bit, right? You're going to do the stairs. And then this one is Hawkins Greenway, which goes that way for 1.1 kilometer, and then it hooks up with McDonald Wood Park. So they're everywhere, and at every junction, you're going to see one of these that's going to show you which way to go. It's very cool. Now, coming up in today's show, we have a little bit of everything, but we're going to begin right here in the Comox Valley. Have a look. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. My name is Ruth Harris. Very shortly, we're going to be talking to Director Gilles, but we're going to chat with him over at Goose Spit, where I started. And then we're now at the McDonald Wood Park, which is right at the very edge of the town of Comox boundary. This is gorgeous. I've never been in here before, and it's magical. I had no idea that this existed. I'm so happy that Robin pitched us this idea of doing a show about the park and trails. The trails all through this area are just magnificent. So there is no excuse for not walking and not hiking. So get up off that couch as soon as the show's over, put on your boots, and go for a walk. Apparently the map is available right on the website, so have a look at that. Now we're gonna go up to Campbell River with Marjorie, although we're not going to Campbell River. She's taking us on a journey through Paradise Meadows up at Mount Washington. Coming up right after that, Gilles. Have a look. I'm Ruth Harris. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. We're here today talking about the trail system that exists in the Comox Valley, specifically today right in Comox. It is extraordinary. Joining me now is Gilles. He's the director of Area B. Now, the CVRD has worked really hard to connect all of these trails. So what would you say has been the best part about that?
Well, this trail is particularly interesting as it connects up with McDonald Wood, which is, of course, a Comox trail. And then there's Maclang Park, and then there's Philburg Park. So it's going from one community to another. And we built the trail along Hawkins Road because really the road down here is pretty unsafe, and a lot of people were walking on the road. Okay. So we managed to get some gas tax money, put it into the trail along Hawkins, which people then walk down here to the spit, then have the opportunity, if they want, to do the goose grind, which they've done those stairs, they call the goose grind, and then up to Gage, then up to Yates, then up to Moore, along Moore to Butchers, down Walter Gage, along the trail, and back onto Hawkins again. Wow. And some people do 4 or 5 circuits. Okay. And I've seen people go by up there that are doing that. So that's the particular thing. We would like to do this in all parts of the valley, and we're especially interested in connecting up with city trails as well. Okay. There's the one over in Area A. That is the new trail that's along near Royston. Yes. And there's only about maybe half a kilometer before it connects up to the Courtney trails that run along the airport and down that way. Right. So there is an overall plan to do it. Okay. And it's exciting because no matter your age or your ambulatory way, I mean, here you obviously can't go up the stairs, but it's exciting because people can take smaller and smaller loops or larger and larger loops in the trail. So we're trying to encourage that. Okay. And by the way, I'm going to run again to ensure that that we get more trails
Okay.
in the valley.
Good. Now, when it comes to the planning, we have with us today one of the CVRD people that is in the planning department. So she's going to talk to us about sort of the technical part about building the trails and what goes into maintaining them, because it's a lot of work to maintain all these trails, but it brings something to the community that provides mobility to get out of your car and see and be involved in the community that you're in. Now, moving forward to connect the trails that aren't connected yet, how much of a time frame do you think that is? Is it a 2-year project or 3 or 5 year?
It's just going to be an ongoing time frame.
Ongoing, okay.
We have the one spot trail that goes up into Area C that'll be connecting and coming down and trying to connect with Courtney.
Okay.
We've got the one over at Royston that we want to connect up.
Right.
We're out in the areas up in where the ferry is.
Okay.
There's trails there that we want to connect, go down to Kin Beach.
Yep.
Those particular areas. So it's going to be just an ongoing, and I can see it as a 20-year project.
Okay.
But each year we'll be connecting up a trail.
Something. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. And we are going to take a short break. So stay tuned.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. We're on location today, right at this moment, in the McDonald Wood Park, and I'm literally at the fork in the path. I could go right or I could go left. I don't know which I'm going to choose. It's a little bit wet, but it's still absolutely gorgeous. Thank you to Jim Gillis for his interview before the break. And now, coming up right now, a delightful little story coming out of Port Alberni about the 4-H Club. And not only do the kids learn about animals, but they learn about the cycle of life. Have a look. See, told you it was raining. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. And we are joined now by Karen Albert, who is Parks Planner for the Comox Valley Regional District. Now, Karen, what's been the goal with connecting all of these trails? Like, we're standing at the end of the Hawkins Trail, and across the road is the McDonald Wood Park in the town of Comox, so it kind of connects with that. So what's kind of the end goal here?
Well, the end goal, maybe, if you don't mind, I start at the beginning.
Okay.
This came out of a planning process that we did for Goose Pit Park
Okay.
in 2008.
Oh, okay.
And that resulted in the improvements that we did at Goose Pit Park. We did a whole number of things, including that new washroom enclosure, the accessible beach, the concrete beach accesses, and accessible parking stalls. And as part of that process, the public also identified the importance of getting safely to the park
Right.
and connecting the park out to the neighborhood.
Okay.
So there's these different neighborhood trails that we built since 2009, really came out of that planning process.
Oh, okay. And how many trails are left to do the connecting with?
So in this neighborhood, we've really, we are now finished.
Okay.
So we utilized existing road right-of-ways,
Okay.
Ministry of Transportation owned road right-of-ways to put the trails in. The Hawkins Trail that we're standing in front of the trailhead at follows an existing road, but we also put trails within road right-of-ways that don't have a road alongside them. They were unconstructed.
Okay.
So we put trails, the Summer Road Greenway, it goes off Hawkins, Croto Beach Greenway, which goes off Hawkins Trail, and they're all little wee neighborhood trails that
Okay.
kind of go through greenery, and of course the Goose Pit Stairs, those all follow road right-of-ways. So we have
Okay.
about 5 altogether.
Okay, so this neighborhood is finished. So which neighborhood is going to be next for the connectivity?
Yes, good question. The idea really is extending your park into the community. I look at it like green fingers that emanate out from the park. So
Yes.
you have the park experience closer to your doorstep when you walk through the park. So we also did this at Seal Bay Park, and we're continuing to look at Seal Bay Park if there's connecting trails that we can improve.
Okay.
We did the Barber Road Greenway, Avalon Greenway. We recently completed the Royston Trail, the waterfront in Royston, that hopefully will connect up eventually to the city of Courtney's Riverway.
Okay. Because there's not, like as Director Gilles was saying, there's only a small bit, like less than half of a kilometer separating the two. It would seem that would be really easy to put them together.
That's right. So now Courtney's recently incorporated some areas, so that is now within their area, but they already own a good extent of that right of way. So,
okay, excellent.
So yeah, hopefully that will happen sooner rather than later. It'd be
Awesome.
great. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate the work that you're doing on behalf of everybody here in the community. These walking trails are just fantastic. So thank you very much for your time and for your efforts over the last few years.
Thanks. Hope you take some time to walk.
We will.
All right.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. You're watching Go Island. We are now at the entrance of the McDonald Wood Park at the edge of the town of Comox in this gorgeous structure. I'm under it so that I don't get wet. And Gord, well, he's getting wet. Sorry about that. Anyway, we have been here learning all about the trail system that exists in the Comox Valley. Turns out they're everywhere, and a lot of them have now been connected, so you can literally walk from one trail to another, to another, to another. You can do loops, you can do little loops, you can do big loops, you can do one ways and back again. There's so many choices. Check out the website and have a look at the map. And now we are going to head up to Campbell River for a little Did You Know? Have a look. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. Thank you so much for watching Go Island today, and I hope you are now inspired to get out on any one of the dozens of trails that we have here in the Comox Valley and go for a walk. Take the dog on leash, take your husband, the cat, the dog. Well, I guess cats can go on leashes. Mine wouldn't, but I know some do. And get out there and enjoy the wonderful outdoors. Even though it's raining a little bit, that doesn't matter. Just put on a raincoat and off you go. Now, apparently the weather is supposed to turn again back to summertime starting in the next 48 hours. I'm gonna wait and see. Now that my feet are covered up, I'm not sure if I wanna get them uncovered again, or because then I'm just gonna have to cover them up again a week later. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Check us out on YouTube. Shaw TV North Island is the name of our channel. Have a fabulous week, and we are gonna see you on Thursday from the John Hart Dam project in Campbell River with an update from Stephen Watson. See you then.